Hi there! Welcome to this UCAMX version 2022.09 release video. My name is Sylvia Lima and I'm with UCAMCO Belgium. I would like to take you on a quick tour through our latest UCAMX version. The release overview you can find on our homepage will be the roadmap in this video. I will shortly present all our exciting new functionality and show a short live demo of how it is used. So here we go. The highlights of this version are extensions to our yellow mask adjuster. We optimized the test point generation for electrical testing, and we have a bunch of standardized settings for you. Let's start with the extensions to our yellow mask adjuster. Merge SMD mask openings is the new functionality to handle denser boards. As you can see in the pictures, it is now possible to merge solder mask openings instead of shaving the mask opening and violate the ring. If you have a look here, you see one mask opening for each pad, and in between there is a solder web. In this case, you have a merged mask opening because the ring you require is so big that the solder web is not wide enough. You decide, depending on your or your customer's requirements, what's more important, having a solder dam or ensure the ring size. Now a short live demonstration how this works. I have a job where clearance between SMD pads is partly enough and partly too small to create a solder dam. If I start mask adjuster, in the parameter set, the option allow merge mask openings, and in the Adjust Mask tab, the SMD pad adjustments must be activated. Now I let it run. The warning here is only information that draws, arcs, contours or complex found in the mask layer are flashed to standard pads wherever possible. The next warning coming up is that there are errors on optimizing a mask. We will have a look at that in a few seconds, but first I would like to show what Mask Adjuster has created. Here the same position as before. Here the solder dam is created in the sizes we required, and here a merged mask opening is created because the solder dam would have been too small. Now let's have a look at the errors. I will zoom in a little bit, and we have the errors of check ring here. And I go to the first one. You can see that this one was shaved to ensure the copper overhang of the mask to the trace. Of course, this will give you back an error that you have to check the ring from top to mask top because it is violated. This is only for you to have a look if you need a different value or if you are happy with what you got. The next development, undo on mask adjuster actions, sounds very small, but it is very useful. If you do not like what Mask Adjuster created, you now have the well-known and very easy undo function, and with one click all adjustments are gone. You are back to where you started the Mask Adjuster. So, if you do not like what Mask Adjuster created, you now have the well-known and very easy undo function. I will use the same job we adjusted before to show it. The undo functionality can be found on the toolbar as an icon, or you can use the Edit Undo in the main menu, or you can use the key F5. And if you press it, you see directly the backup layers are gone and your adjustments are gone too. So you have the same situation as before the adjustment started. Next on our list is the possibility to create mask openings for non-plated holes. I will use the same job here. You see the tab Adjust Mask, and a sub-tab will give you the possibility to define the values for the non-plated holes. If I now go there and say I want to have it active, and it should create a mask opening with 0.1 millimeters, overhang and mask to mask should be the same. Let's have a look where the non-plated holes are and see what happens. Of course, the whole adjustment will run again because we used the undo before. And if I now have a look at my non-plated hole, you see there is a mask opening around it with the set values. Another new functionality is the handling of fiducials. As fiducials are really hard to be recognized automatically, we have to do it semi-automatically. That means you have to add the attribute uFlashType fiducial pad on fiducials, and Mask Adjuster is doing the rest. But that is easier shown than explained. I have sampled some fiducials from different data sets to show this function today. First, I select the fiducials in copper, either by selecting the aperture, like this, or by selecting with the window, like that. I use the Markup Assistant to mark the selected objects as fiducial pads and apply this attribute on the selections. As you can see, it is directly visible, fiducial pads, now 3 in here, and directly the color was changed to what I selected here. I now use Mask Adjuster to adjust the fiducials. For that I use a data set where everything is inactive because we don't need it. We can run every adjustment one by one. So I use the fiducials active. I want to have a ring about 0.5 millimeters, an overhang of 50 micron, and a solder web of 100, mask to mask 80 micron. Errors on optimizing mask is again there. We will have a look at it later, but now you directly can see how the changes are looking, what it was before, or let me make it in green, it's more visible. So before this was a complex, this was a complex, and now the changes are bigger. If I put that onto my copper layer, I can see I have the ring around for the fiducials. If I now have a look at the errors, I will see that these two are marked up as an error, and I should check the ring BS to SMB. This is because it is a complex with inner contours here, and the system wants you to have a look to be sure it is okay and as you require. Last but not least, a converter for parameter sets. We know that some of you already have a quite extensive list of parameter sets. As there are a lot of new parameters not available in the old parameter sets, you can get a converter to make the old values available in the new syntax. Please contact us on support@ucamco.com. Now up to electrical testing. We optimized the test point generation for long pads so it is less manual work. In the past, with the setting of these two UCAMDB keys, you would get reduced test pads on the end of a long pad. In cases where it is required to get all test points and in full size, we now provide a solution. With the set of another UCAMDB key, the lengthy pads have been added where the wire is touching the pad and have the full size as required. The next developments are our changes in the settings. With the new defaults in UCAMDB, more standard settings are available and maybe less intervention of uCamco support is needed. We put in the list of additional default settings and a small description behind each key. So, for example, the mapping of the Gerber X2 outline is the key gerber.input.profile, and the default settings are extra, outline, and none. We've changed some other keys, and these are in the ucam.properties. The new settings in the ucam.properties file pre-delivered most commonly used settings as defaults. Same way here, we have a list of added settings and a small description behind that. The new optimized NC file input is reading aperture and file attributes, so more information is transferred from CAD automatically. For example, here, the mixed plating and the drill span 1 to 4 will be available in UCAM as the mixed subclass with a span from layer 1 to layer 4. In the file header we have, for example, upper function, and in this case it is component drill plated and PTH, or for tool 15 it is component non-plated and PTH, and we can find it as an aperture attribute in UCAM. So if I click on it and open the attributes, I see the G upper function component drill plated PTH, or on tool 15 component drill non-plated and PTH. This is very easy to show. I prepared a job with layers and solder mask outline, but no drill files in there yet. So I can add the NC files with all the existing information. If I, for example, have a look at the drill file NPTH, I see I have a file function non-plated, a drill span from 1 to 2. Or if we have a look at the plated, maybe more interesting even the mixed one, where I can see the file function mixed plating and the drill span from 1 to 4. I have wire drills on T1 and T2, and I have non-plated on T15. So let's put them in. If we now have a look at the non-plated, we see the drill span from 1 to 2. And I have my diameter in there with an attribute of mechanical drill. Exactly what was said in the file. For the mixed, we have the drill span from 1 to 4. The subclass is mixed. And if I open, for example, T1, I have a wire drill, T2, a wire drill, and we said 15 was a non-plated. So all information is stored so it can be used further on. We have improved the auto format by enabling the toggle to use the copper layers, as you can see here in the picture. Let me show where you find it in UCAMX. I have created a new job and now would like to add the data to it. When I go to Add Files, I pick the folder where I stored my data and I will take them into SmartStart and analyze them. The Gerber files I can directly add to the job. And let's see how our top layer, for example, is looking like. It looks quite good. So now I want to add the drill file, the Epsilon file. If I have a look here, we see that in the header there is no format description. So the system would assume to take 2.4 millimeters or something like that. I would like to create a wheel file for that. I switch the language to Epsilon and go to auto format. Let me move that. And if I don't use the copper layers, it will only analyze what's in the drill file. If I do that, I get a format 3.2 inch. File save as. Very good. I link it with my drill file and add it to the job. If I now have a look at that, we see it is very big here and the job is very small there. So that is not really helping us. The reason for that is that the amount of data is not enough to exactly find out what format should be used. With the new possibility in the auto format, so to click on use copper layers, it will calculate the enclosed rectangle of the copper and put that to the calculation of the drill file. So in this case we get a 2.3 inch, and if I save that and link it with the drill file, we see it is fitting exactly. We are already at the end of our tour through our latest UCAMX version. And of course, there's always more. UCAMX version 2022.09 comes with a host of fixes for issues you have cared to report. Please keep on doing so. Your feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you very much. The major open issues are listed in the file open_issues_datecode.txt in the version folder on the FTP sites. This is important information. Please monitor these issues. The installer can be downloaded from the UCAMCO FTP download server. We recommend that you use an FTP client to do so, as most browsers no longer support the FTP. We recommend installing this update at your earliest convenience. For any further questions you may have, please contact our local business partner or the Ucamco help desk. We thank you for choosing a Ucamco product. The video you are looking at now is the same as the video in the detailed demo. You can watch it again directly on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye.